Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about how chat and ChatGPT is just not enough for a business to actually get the full potential from AI. There's just a whole other dimension that exists that most companies are not taking advantage of in the world of AI. And what it is actual automation, actually the AI doing everything, doing the work. I feel like right now everybody's so used to the way that they think about AI is just, hey, let me write out. Yeah, here, can you reply to this email? You know, I always chat back and forth. But what if you're not even asking and it's just doing it all, doing it all? Why is it happening? Why are companies, they're not even like thinking about this other dimension. They're just stuck on chat. What is happening right now?
Well, I think a lot of people got used to using things like ChatGPT and kind of the basic, call it like vanilla version where it's you're just chatting back and forth, you're asking questions, summarize this, whatever it might be. And I think there's a whole world that it's kind of bottom up that people just don't know about. And leadership also doesn't know about that you can take action, you can replicate end-to-end processes. They don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the default right now for companies is like, great, we're going to buy Gemini, we're going to buy ChatGPT Enterprise, we're going to buy Microsoft Copilot, we're going to throw it on everybody, and they're all going to just start using it and loving it. And that's the whole depth to which they feel like they've crossed the AI box. But like what you quickly realize is like that's just not even that useful.
Well, it's blank slate. It's
Yeah.
okay, you have this prompt box, this window, go do everything with it. It's almost like there's too many options. Like when you go to Netflix, it's like, what do you pick?
How do you tell a company, or how do you explain to a company, like what would be the reason or like the benefit of automation over just chat? What's the difference there?
Yeah, the difference is we're starting to get into multi-step automation. So think replicating an entire thing that you would do end to end. So first I do this, then I copy paste, and then I click that button. All of those are documented steps. There's maybe decisions and logic along the way, but it's how do we map that out so that you don't have to do those.
So so everybody's familiar with like what a chat GPT interface looks like. You're chatting with something.
Yeah.
What does automation look like? What's that interface or interaction?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Usually when we start with clients, we go into chat. It's what they're familiar with. And what you'll notice is they'll ask their first question. And then naturally in their head, they're going through the process and the steps. They go, okay, great. I wrote that. Now I needed to do this. And so we even just tell them, great. Once you get those steps down in a chat, it's just a matter of turning the chat into something repeatable.
Yeah.
So into a workflow where we're going, this step of the chat, we're just going to turn that into one action, one block.
Yeah.
And just keep going from
So
there.
like someone's coming to you, they're like, basically what I do is I take my email, I copy it, I paste it in ChatGPT, I say, reply to this email. Then I say, make it shorter. Then I copy the email back. I put it in my drafts. I read it one more time. I click send. And then the new infrastructure, what you're basically translating it to is that the benefit of the workflow is that it automatically is looking at your email. Every time you get an email, it's automatically responding to that email in the same way that you had to copy and paste all these things. And then it's drafting up, making it shorter, making it sound like you.
Yeah.
Then it's actually using a human in the loop experience so that you're not even like having to go anywhere. It's telling you proactively, hey, review this thing. And then it's automatically sending an email. So basically, so that first example of ChatGPT, it's like, yeah, you're saving some time on the writing, but you're still like going in your email every day doing
You're also doing it every time. It's like you're going to come up with different prompts every time. You might miss a step. Also between teams, right? It's good to have consistency. If this is a process, there's probably a best practice that over the years of, developing it at that company, you kind of want every rep or every member of that team to do, document it and
Yeah.
put in a robust structure for it.
So you're going from like 50% automation with just ChatGPT to 99% automation.
Most of the time, 100%. That's what something we've kind of termed as like last mile automation. It's like the, 80-20 rule a little bit. For the most part, we've been okay with, oh, it's fine, I'll copy and paste it into Gmail to send it out. You don't need to.
Yeah.
It could quite literally do it all.
And the other thing that you guys talk about, and I think what is just so important, is there is just literally a whole dimension of work that can be automated that like it can't be automated through ChatGPT because it is so complex. It's like such a complex process touching multiple different tools that like there's no way all that if you actually do something with using a automation tool, talking about end-to-end automation, that's possible. What are kind of examples that you've seen of like some of the most powerful, like holy shit automations that wouldn't even be possible in the realm of ChatGPT?
And I think about like one really good example of this is like insurance underwriting, like a very complicated, complex process where, someone is filing or looking for insurance, whatever it might be, where, they're going through all these various steps that are required. Checks is looking at the client, like, these are the contracts, these are the previous working relationships with them, these are whatever that nuanced like understanding of, as you're going through this underwriting process, that can be automated entirely. Like that's something that, people have been doing manually for decades, generations, thousands of years.
It's very old school.
Yeah, very old school. And so that is really like, there's so many other examples of that. Like even, hey, I want my CRM automatically updated after I finish a sales call. Like this time it takes to do that with ChatGPT is the exact time it takes to just do it yourself. Like end-to-end automation is the other dimension that's only possible from like full.
It's almost like fake automation at that point. Like you think you're doing something, you're going into ChatGPT, you're having it do these things. At a certain point, it is actually probably faster to just go and do the thing.
Exactly. When you think about how companies can best get started, their first, automation, how do they think about that? How do they get started?
Well, I think we've talked about it before and highly encourage people to watch the video that we did on this, but use case discovery, and specifically setting up a workshop to bring in people from the various teams, go through a series of questions to identify like what are the high potential, high value impact use cases. Because that way you can kind of set up almost like a roadmap, like, hey, these are going to be really powerful AI employees for us because of X, Y, Z reason. And then you figure out how to go and build them after.
Yeah. Well, so, to sum it up, basically people need to open their brains. They got to stop chatting and start automating. And when you talk about getting more from AI, squeezing the juice, it comes in the form of automation and not chat.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back here next week for an even more exciting video. So stay tuned on the Jake and Justin Show. Thank you.